What's going on, guys? Ted from Immersion here, and I'm back with, for the first time in a long time, another Kickstarter spotlight video for you guys. So, I figured, why not pull back in Nord Games. You guys may remember I did a the treasure deck. These guys have done all manner of these cool decks of cards that will help you alter and make your 5th edition, or in this case, Pathfinder, and some of the other cases, Pathfinder games, go a little bit more smoothly. Nord Games actually reached out to me to do this video, so I just wanted to go ahead and showcase this. They have 21 days left to go. They have blown past their goal clearly of 2,500 to make these decks. They're at 16,000 and counting. What is this? This is something to add to your, what they're calling Game Master Toolbox. These are wandering monsters. Basically, you are looking at decks of cards to take the thinking out of random encounters. Your players are walking down the road, the forest, in a dungeon, what have you, and you have them either roll or you determine that there's going to be a random encounter, rather than having to go through the effort and doing something like I used to do. Let's see, where is it? Here, where you start planning out your random encounters to a percentile die. Take all that out of the mix and just have these decks of cards. So you see from the picture, I'll spare you the video, and I'll just kind of give you a rundown. There are 4 decks, and then within those larger deck sets, there are 4 sub-decks. I'll get to that in a second. First of all, you have the 4 decks. There is 5th edition basic, so that is Monster Manual, 5th edition standard stuff you'd have in core D&D 5e. There is I'm sorry about that, guys. Pathfinder Bestiary 1. This one you can kind of see right here is 5th edition Foes. This is a 5th edition, again, monster supplement by the folks at Frog God Games. If you've been following any of my RPG Crate or Dungeon Crate unboxings, you may have heard Frog God Games come up a little bit. And then we have Tome of Beasts here, the large 400 plus monster supplement by the folks at Cobalt Press, which you also saw me do several videos on in the past. So when I say there was 4 sub-decks, what do I mean? Within each core set, they're all catered to different areas. So Dungeon, Wilderlands, Waterways, and Underground. So to get the full core set from, say, the Monster Manual for 5th edition, you'd buy 4 decks. Dungeon, Wilderlands, Waterways, and Undergrounds. So if your party's in a dungeon and you need to pull a random encounter, shuffle up your deck, pull a card, boom, you've got some options. What are you going to see on this? You will see some flavor text, which is nice. This example, creeping silently, the dark-clad elves fix their opalescent eyes on yours, sneering with contempt. You can roll, determining randomly via a d10, or choose whatever is CR appropriate for your party. You can see there are 5 options here per card. So for CR 1/2 to 4, there's 2d8 drow, and then the page number associated. And then all the way up to a 17 plus CR encounter, 2d8 drow, 1d4 plus 1 drow elite warriors, and a drow mage. And again, you can see that, and then there are, again, you can choose the die roll or the challenge rating. So this is great if you want to pick up one for, if you have any of the expanded supplements like I do for, say, Tome of Beasts, for instance, which is one that I greatly enjoy. But I'll be honest, it's a thick tome, and I'm much more familiar with the Monster Manual because I've had it for longer. So this may actually make it easier for me to slot in Tome of Beasts and Monsters into my campaign using this. So let's talk a little bit about pricing. So for $12, you can get any one deck. When they say one deck, that means one of these 4 sets, and then one of these subsequent ones, Dungeon, Wilderlands, Waterways, or Underground. For $23, you can get 2 decks. $33, you can get 3. $42 is probably the one I'm going to say you're going to see a lot more of, because that is 4 decks. That is all 4 environmental types for a given supplement book. My mind, what I'm sort of eyeing here is the $80 one. That's 8 decks. So so I can get all of the core rulebook and all of the Tome of Beasts. I don't actually own 5th edition foes, so I would be a little hesitant to buy the deck because I don't have the book. But you know that, and you know, if you're a Pathfinder person, you're probably going to be looking here just at this one. But there's also going to be add-ons here. Contemplating Wandering Monster deck with our treasure deck for 5th edition, or I'm sorry, complementing, is a perfect way to add more dynamic gameplay and save you additional time. Your players have never had it so good. Again, we talked about these before, but there are different decks for different challenge ratings. This will just, you know, you grab whichever one you want, or multiples, and then you can just pull from, what do these guys have on them? They have this, and that's the, I don't see anything about stretch goals, but I don't believe that there are going to be any, but you never know. In our effort to continue tradition, we pledge levels. Retailer get these decks at 50% off MSRP. So again, if you're a friendly local game store and you would like to pick these up to have in your shop, potentially to sell, or you know, potentially to have for when you run your Pathfinder Society or your Adventure League stuff, you can pick these up at a significantly lesser price. So anyway, guys, that's it for me here on this Kickstarter Spotlight by the folks at Nord Games. Let me know what you think in the description below. Wandering Monster decks, are you going to pick these up? Do you think it's worth it? What makes it not worth it? I want to know. I'm sure the folks at Nord Games want to know. And if you do, just do me a favor. If you go and back Nord Games when you post your little thing to Twitter, or when you actually go through and post the back, can you just let them know that Nerd Immersion sent you? That way, they know that I'm driving, folks to them, and then it, kind of makes me feel good that I'm helping people out on Kickstarter boost the signal. Obviously, the folks at Nord Games are fairly well known, as you can see just by the difference in their what's currently been pledged versus what their goal was. But, that's why I do these Kickstarter videos. I do these to boost the signal of things that you guys may not know. Kickstarter is a huge website. There are tons of things coming out every day. So it's entirely possible something cool like this could slip through the cracks. And if my little space of the internet where my viewers and fans reside can get a little access to this now that they know that it's out there, that's what this is all about. And finally, if you guys are going to be doing a Kickstarter yourself, or you have one out there right now that you would like me to do a spotlight video on, please let me know in the description below, or message me on any of our social media, and I'll be sure to get in contact with you guys to figure out what I can do. So anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time.